Hey guys, how's it going? This is Dave Sebastian, coordinator of mentoring arts programming with Wayside. I am back with you guys again, and today we're going to be working on an RC truck. The last group that we had, which was yesterday, we created a couple of stencils to customize an RC truck body. And we're theming it with Cheetos. So we did our first panel yesterday, and now we've done and then we did our first coat of the background color of our second stencil. And all of the stencils for today's project are already cut and ready to go. So what we're going to try to do today is to kind of see what happens. You know, I've been meaning to do this RC truck for probably a couple years now, and I've been nervous, honestly. You know, it's a daunting task. I love RC trucks, and I love the idea of customizing new ones and stuff. And you can go to the store and buy blank bodies, which I think are really awesome. And I totally want to do that, but you have to basically prove to yourself that, you know, you can do this before you go spend a bunch of money trying to do it. You know what I mean? So, I'll put my coffee over here so it's not in the shot. So that's what we're going to do today. I think it's going to be cool. I'm hopeful, you know, that it's going to be cool. What we're going to do is the logos on, if we have time, both sides of the truck. And then I'm building a custom drawing of Chester Cheetah on a chopper. One of the old Cheetos ad campaigns were Cheesy Rider, like a takeoff on Easy Rider, with a mouse on a chopper with Cheetos tied to the back. I don't know why they ever stopped using that. It's freaking brilliant. I could count on one hand the number of snacks that used Easy Rider. I mean, you know, if you haven't seen it, check it out. In any case, so that's what we're doing. We're putting Chester Cheetah on that motorcycle, and I'm going to paint that across the roof of the truck, either with a series of stencils or just by hand. You know, I think it's going to be really fun. One of the things you notice when you're out RCing is that there aren't a lot of people who have like production trucks. You know, everybody's doing something silly to them. You know, and I don't want to be left out. You know. The only thing is I'm not really much of a race fan, or I'd never really watched off-road things or anything, so knowing what to put is kind of, you know, I just don't know. So I decided I'd go with Cheetos because I've never seen like a race car sponsored by Cheetos, and I think it's cool. So oh, we lost our camera, man. There we go. Do not call me while I am on the live stream. Interesting. Anyway, there we go. Losing cameras, man. Losing cameras. I forgot that one thing you're supposed to do when you're live streaming is put everything in safe mode. Do not disturb, you know. So anyway, what were we talking about? RC trucks, you know, so I didn't know really what to do, so I decided I would just go with this Cheeto thing because I haven't seen anyone with a Cheeto truck in the past. So that is the motivation. So now I've created, you know, we've worked together because everybody's, you know, you guys have been with me the whole time. If anybody's interested in seeing how we got here, you can take a look at any of the videos, you know, the videos that... everything we do, obviously, is on YouTube. I'm on Facebook too, and I basically like cross post pretty much everything from Facebook over to YouTube. Whoops. Get in the right place here. Got to be able to see myself, because otherwise I get freaked out. I don't know what I'm doing, you know, even though I mostly don't know what I'm doing, you know, kind of anyway. All right. You know, I decided to do the Cheeto truck. So today we're going to work on that. I just had a color guy up here, my son Mackie, to help me with the colors because I'm pretty colorblind. And he says he thinks it's a yellow. The logo on the side, on the Cheeto, the words Cheeto themselves. Let me see if I could throw one up as a reference for you guys. I don't know if I kept one or not, but if I did, I can show it to you. I do have how far I am. Nope, I did not save one. But I can show you guys where I'm at with the Chester Cheetah motorcycle drawing. Let's throw that up there. All right. This is what I've come up with so far. That's the chopper from the old ad campaign, and this is just clipping together most of Chester's, the stuff that you already see on ads and stuff, to place him here. Wasn't bad, like it's actually like a perfect pose, except for the unfortunately placed Cheetos. But I have a little bit of ways to go with it yet, and I think this is going to be really, really funny up on the roof of this truck, Or I don't know, maybe we'll wind up doing it down the side. I think it's made for the roof, so we'll kind of see what happens with that. All right, so that's where I want to go with that truck. And I know it's silly, So far we've put the Chester Cheetah like signature thing on the back of the truck in white because it's a black truck. And I'm trying to decide, maybe I'll spray it with yellow, but I'm not totally sure. All right, so we're going to kind of get right into it. Before that, I just want to tell you about my programs real quick. I work for Wayside Youth and Family, which is a human service agency out of Framingham. I've been with them about 7 years, and my program, which is called Greenhouse Graphics, which if you're here with me in the program, this is the virtual TAG program, which is the art group. This program I normally take around to Central Mass, trying to find young adults who are interested in sharing their artistic expression with their communities, or helping to connect young adults to alternate engagement methods to help with life skill development and sociological development. And I have a great time doing that. Wednesdays and Fridays, I am in the basement studio at Tempo Young Adult Resource Center at 68 Henry Street in Framingham. I run open studio program there on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10:30 to 3 for any 16 to 26-year-old young adult that might be interested in coming down and creating some artwork. The basis of the art program is just to give you a chance to work with whatever you want. Like I've tried to fill the studio with as many different media that I can work with as possible, and anybody who comes into the studio can work with whatever they want, and I can at least show them what I know about it. The great thing about art, of course, is about exploration of of different media. So it's like really me telling you how I do it is only so relevant. You got to figure out how you do it. So having things to try, I think, has worked out really well, and I think it's really, really cool. You know what I mean? Like, I've had a great time. Wayside has treated me really, really exceptionally well, and the work is super fulfilling. Unfortunately, the pandemic. So we're out here not working with any young adults directly, and doing the best we can to have this stuff be still interesting. This is mostly what I do in the studio too. Set up projects, work on them over a series of days, engaging with any young adults that are interested in coming in. I slide off to help them with theirs, then come back to mine in the way of having it be an ongoing demo. Snuck up on me. An ongoing demo. Or being able to watch the development of a project, I think that's kind of it. Wayside is a great company that is out, is working with young adults and their families, both folks that are system involved and folks that are in outpatient. My program was created by a partnership between Wayside and the Department of Mental Health. And the DMH has been incredibly supportive of the programs that I've been creating and the methodology that I'm trying to develop in working with young adults through the arts. So please come by. If we're allowed to get back together, I would love to see more young adults and continue doing the work that I've been doing, but with people again. I definitely miss y'all. You know what I mean? It's weird to not be, with anyone ever, I've been getting a lot of artwork done, which is really great because you guys are working with me and I feel motivated to do it with you. And that's great. But unfortunately, it's just kind of a little bit lonely, you know? So with that in mind, anybody has a comment, you know, please throw it over there. I'd love to talk to you guys. No pressure, you know? I think I'm supposed to say, hey, if you guys are interested, subscribe. You know, it's like right down here under where my screen is, and just subscribe, you know, and then it'll just tell you when I'm coming online. Although I'll tell you also right now, don't be annoyed because I am online every day, 5 days a week. So you'd be getting a reminder 5 days a week. So I don't know. I would love to have more people subscribe though. All right, I gotta jump over here and grab my eyeglasses, take a look at this, and we'll get right into it. Sorry about that. You didn't hear anything I said, right? Seems to be some problems with the audio here. We're good now, though. We're good now. Sorry about that, you guys. All right, so I put about 6 or 7 drops of paint in there. Just want to put this paper towel down. Okay. This is a reducer, high performance reducer they call it. I've been using, Steve Driscoll was saying that he uses 100% reduction in his airbrush paint. I probably use something like maybe 35, you know, because that's all I really, I feel like the paint is too wet otherwise. Then of course, you know, he was saying also that, damn You're saying also that it depends on the surface you're working on. You know what I mean? Like you can imagine a t-shirt absorbing a lot of paint, you know, so having a reduction there would make sense, you know. Where this surface here is a little on the hard side, you know what I mean? Like this is hard plastic. So we're going to go out right ahead in and see what we can do here. Best thing to do, of course, when airbrushing is to stay 90 degrees over the artwork. I wish I had a cap for this airbrush. For some reason I don't. So that way, even if the stencil is up a little bit, you'll still get a fairly, you know, get a straight line, you know. You also don't want to start your airbrush over the artwork because it can spit. Oops, getting a little spit in there. All right. Gotta be careful about, you know, lifting the stencil and spraying. Good way to get overspray. So this is probably the third coat of white I've put here. Trying to do is to isolate the area, obviously. So when we paint on top of it, we won't see the black of the truck so good. Right. So we would call that powering in color because we're pushing it pretty hard. You know what I mean? All right, we're gonna let that guy dry for just a sec, and we're gonna take a look at the next stencil that we have. Got a couple of stencils here. 3 more. Just gotta pull up a picture of Cheetos. Whoopsie. Alright, there we go. Good Cheetos logo. Right. So we got our white outline. So I don't know. Let's see. I wonder what we should do next. Maybe the yellow. All right, looks good. This is our stencil. You see that kind of? That's our yellow stencil. And I was thinking we could put it in here and then work on top of it with the black stencil, which I have right here. I wonder which way to go. Well, one of the things I did not do is pull this incredibly tiny stencil down here that I definitely do need to pull. And we want it to be positive, which is like even harder. All right. Maybe we'll take me away for a sec so you can see this area here that we're working on. So just gonna pop the rest of this stencil out here real quick. This is our positive black stencil. Tell you, the cutter did an exceptional job since this is so tiny. Unfortunately, my fingers are really large, so it does seem possible that I will not be able to do this. I'm gonna try though. All right. Wow. This is gonna be a serious pain. Why would you want to do this to me? Hey, that's one. All right, well, this looks promising. Nope, broke on me. All right. There we go. Got about half of it that time. So almost. All right. I can't imagine this is particularly interesting. Just watching my hands here. It is really coming out, I swear to God. Oh, did I screw up the rest of it? Hopefully not. That is, I think, probably one of the riskiest things in pulling stencils is getting frustrated. Because it is so easy to screw up a stencil, that looks totally fine, by it just taking a little too long to get through it. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have ever heard of an artist named Logan Hicks. He is a stencil artist in New York, and he does some really unbelievably complicated stencils of like subway stations and neighborhoods and stuff. Totally unbelievable, really great stuff. You guys should check him out. But I can't imagine this guy's work is like so tedious, cutting thousands of tiny stencils, or I mean, cutting thousands of tiny shapes out of stencils. You know, I'm not sure how he makes his. You know, I make mine with the silhouette, which is pretty easy to work with. I've been super looking for some not clear plastic. This is transparency film. But if it wasn't clear, you guys could maybe see it. And, you know, I could see it better because I can't see it that good either. And it is not good, you know, like you need to. Probably the biggest effect of that is that I lose the stencil 15, 16 times between cutting it and spraying it. Almost. 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 Probably gonna have to redo this one since it's so small. I can't imagine we'll be able to read it too well. Almost. How to lose viewers in one step, which is to do something so small that nobody can see it forever. Almost. It's like literally. Where are we at here? Man, almost there, and then it backs up. Make sure we're not taking anything we need out. Getting really close, but also having some trouble. Pretty sure we just lost our first 3 letters, making this entire effort a waste of time. That's right. If we can put them back in there somehow. Still like one more little section here. Just about there, and it looks like, yeah, we lost that piece too. All right, so here's what we're gonna do after wasting a whole bunch of time doing that. We're gonna spray. Oh, you know what? We wouldn't be able to fit that crunchy anyway. We'll just make a crunchy stencil slightly larger next. So sorry about that, guys. So we're going to have to tape over the part that we were going to do, because I think this piece is yellow. Where's our black one? See the problem? Like, you can't even see the things. This is our black stencil, and it needs to go like basically right inside of this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this down to the other one. That way the other one can work as a mask, and this one can give us our next bit of information. All right. Problem right now is that we're in a somewhat precarious spot with the truck balanced up here and stuff. So let's switch to let me add one camera real quick, you guys. Okay. This up a little. All right, you guys, we're going to try to switch to this shot here. All right, so all I'm doing is getting up here bird's eye view style to connect this stencil to the other one. Just need to get it just in the right spot. This looks pretty good. That was a little bit too much tape there. Right. Do have a little bit of a highlight at the bottom, but like I said, I think we're just going to redo the crunchy stencil bigger. You know, just do the Cheetos logo here and maybe like crunchy down the side. That might be fun. In fact, I think that will really be fun. So this one is the black one, I believe. So this one here is everything but our yellow. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit nervous because, you know, once you put this guy down, you know, you got to get that yellow to work over it. So does it make more sense to put the yellow down and tighten it up with the black, or to put the black down and cover it with the yellow? Not sure. Just not sure, really. In fact, I'm thinking well, yeah. Well, we're going to give it a shot because that's what we're here to do. If it doesn't work out, we'll paint over it. Just make sure I can see it. A little bit closer. All right, guys, this time we're going to use this airbrush. This is the Eclipse. This is probably the best airbrush I've ever used. You know, it's an incredibly high quality airbrush, custom designed by the guys at Coast in Anaheim. Really great guys, really great products. I've been using marker black as opposed to airbrush black, and it's worked out pretty well. I think airbrush paint has definitely a different finish, a different look to it. But this is what I have to work with right now. All right. Grab our... Whoa, that's not cool. Yikes. The needle wasn't in all the way, which means when you spray, paint just comes out. That is not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is paint going this way. All right. So I'm going to switch cameras again because I got to stand up. All right. You guys see me okay? All right. Cool. I know the light is in your face here. Not much better. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start spraying here. Where's our little tiny tool? This guy. Ah, don't do that. This is just air to dry up the lines we made. All right. All right, so we're going to let that dry for just a sec. Switch cameras again. So this is looking all right. You know, I think that part's going to make a big difference, probably pop and stuff. And then we need our next guy, which is probably our most important stencil, which is the yellow. Go. But like I said, we're going to create a new chunky, crunchy stencil. So we can tape right over the cutout on this one. Just make sure nothing gets in front of of the rest of our stencil. That would have been not the best job ripping tape. All I'm doing is just masking that little piece of the little opening for crunchy. For some reason my tape doesn't want to come off. Alright, there we go. Make sure nothing covers anything else. That does stick down a little, but that's no big deal. Check it out. Looks like everybody's out that we need out. Everybody out of the pool. All right. Just giving it like one more sec to dry. Okay. The other project that I'm working on right now is a pair of crossed Colts on the back of a leather jacket. Coming out pretty good. You know, having some fun with it. If anybody's interested, I'll probably go back to working on that after the RC truck. All right. I think we're going to leave the underneath stencil there so that it can continue to mask for us, you know. I don't know if we got any paint up here on the top of the truck or anything, but I doubt it, you know. Let's take a look at how our spray job went. It looks all right. Something really, really fun about like the cargo aspect of stenciling. It really, really amuses me. Alright, so we had white in here and black in there. So, best one to get rid of would be the white. Give us some air. Gonna leave a little in there. My son tells me the yellow I'm gonna use for this needs to be a little bit lighter. So this white that's in here will help with that. Though there's not much white. I'm just gonna, this is a clean out bottle. I think they call them clean out pots or something. I can't remember. You never want to hear one airbrush be louder than the other. Because if one is louder than the other, then one isn't getting the same amount of air than the other. And this is not cool. You know, this is not cool. It's a problem, you know, it's the beginning of a big problem. Because, you know, we can adjust any number of things in the airbrush, but the air valve gets complicated quick, because most airbrushes, in fact, as far as I know, except Pache, don't give you access to that valve. Mostly because there's just not a lot of user maintenance that you can do in there, you know. It just is what it is. So this guy's all set with that color. Where did I put the lens cap just now? Lens cap. There we go. All right. Go up over here. All right, cool. So I just wanted to get the cover back on there before anything got stuck in there. Next thing you got to think about, especially with these stencils that we're using today, is you got to make sure you take care of them, because we're going to need these stencils on the other side. So if you don't take good care of them, then they're not going to take good care of you. You know what I mean? So got to be careful and make sure that your stencil, that you're gentle with it and all that kind of stuff. Huh. Looks like a couple spots didn't look that great. All right. So now is the biggest challenge of the whole project, which is getting this guy in here where we need him to be. And kicking some yellow on him. Gonna go with hoping that that's a good spot there. Kind of going slow so that black has a little bit of time to dry. Airbrush paint normally dries extremely quickly, but it's hard to know how long something's going to take to dry on a surface you haven't painted on before. As I said, I've been wanting to paint on RC Truck for a while, but I haven't. So I am excited to be doing it today. And so far it's been kind of fun. Okay. Oh, now my tape's gonna mess with me. Let's see what happens. There we go. I don't think I'm gonna need anything close to this much tape. In fact, just one more, I think I'll do it. A little problem right there. If we can do our under the edge trick, I don't know if it'll work. And I'm nervous about screwing up the little cool setup we have here right now. We're going to try. Remember we found that tape and airbrush paint on here were not the best idea. Anybody remember that? You were with me. I don't even think that's true. I have no idea, actually, because, you guys, I don't know. You guys got to tell me. All right. See, like, that is not good. Why one airbrush has more than the other? Seems to be working just fine though. I'm gonna use our old airbrush needle here to start things out. Just want to make sure I'm not standing on the hose. Nothing screws you up faster. Standing on the hose, you get a dramatic and quick stop. Got something on the tip again. Yep. I've had this airbrush for years, and it has given me trouble for years. And guess what? Here it is giving me trouble again. Seems to be working okay just now. All right, well, that was a strike. That airbrush didn't work at all. And sad that the time I spent cleaning it was wasted. What are you going to do? Tell you, you know, sometimes just can't get a break. You know, maybe I didn't reduce it enough. No, I think the airbrush just sucks. Because it is absolutely not working. Yeah, not working. Even with a totally watered down mix. I think that didn't work well at all. Oh, yeah. Whoop. That was odd. All right. So, since unfortunately we have our old friend Mr. Black in here, Serious Black, we gotta get it out. This is the gun, man. This is the best airbrush I've ever used without any kind of competition, honestly. And I think I have 12 airbrushes right now. Nothing has ever even come close to this brush. This is the one. I love it. All right. Let's take a look and see if we have any other yellow we can use. Just poke around for 1 sec. I feel like I have one more box of paint around. You grab one color real quick, you guys. We'll see if I have another color. right, does look like I have a couple more colors that we could use, including another color of Wicked White. All right. Ugh. These guys over here. All right, sorry guys. I am back with you. All right, we got this yellow. Unfortunately, it looks like something exploded at the top of it because it's totally covered in paint. So who knows if we even be able to open it. It does sound like there's a good amount of paint in there, so that's good. So this is Golden High Flow Acrylics, which is obviously not specifically airbrush paint, but it is a high flow acrylic, so it definitely works in the airbrush. Right, we got a little bit of some junk stuck on there. These guys like the marker paint. I don't really reduce, you know, this stuff I don't reduce. You know, it's already real thin, like you hear that? Right? And then you listen to this. Heavier. This is like milk. That is like fruit juice. So like I said, this is my favorite airbrush. Let's see if it lets us down. Oh, we turn the air up. For that other brush to see if I could get something out of it. All right, this guy seems to be working just fine. All right, so we're gonna try this again, see if these coats come through. All right. That is some yellow. So that is cool. Let's see how that works out. In fact, I think we'll take this guy, just give it some air, see if we can get it to dry a little. All right. See if this guy helps us out or not. All right, so this next one is white again. And I don't know if we need it or not. We will have to take the inside, that stencil out to put this one in. Should fit within our black stencil though. You know, around beyond it. So we're gonna have to check out how our have to see if the white works. Man, keep picking up the marker paint that doesn't have any paint in it. All right. Okay, don't need a ton of paint in there, just a little. Gonna have to sit this guy up over here so I can clean it later. Oh. Yep. All right. Whoops. No idea why I had that in my hand anyway. The cap. Okay, let's move these back over here. All right. You guys ready? I'm a little nervous, but I always am. My friend told me once, like, if things go good, how can you be nervous about it? I'm like, I'm actually more nervous when they go good because I get a false sense of security. Yeah. Hopefully this doesn't take all the black off right here. There we go. Nice. We can go in here and touch up a lot of this without any problem at all with a paint marker. Worth it to spray it again with white, or to just work on it with the paint marker? Actually, it looks pretty good. I think we'll try to do our same little trick here. I still have one left over. Hope it's still sticky enough. All right, see if that helps pull it down a little right there. Could probably use another one on this side. Gotta stay out of this yellow though, because you know the damn yellow is gonna mess with us. All right. So all I'm doing here is building a very, very small tape roll, and I'm putting the airbrush needle in it. So now we have like a little, unit that we can bring up here if we can get it in there. Really isn't anywhere in there I want it to go because there's just not enough room without sticking it inside the yellow. Okay. Looks like over here we're going to have to hold her down a bit. Even though we got the airbrush there, I mean, even though we got the masking there. Whoop. I put the paint in here, right? Oh no. Actually, I didn't make paint in there. Thought I did, but. Didn't need yellow in here. We needed white in here. Oh, are we gonna do white in the other one? Did I put it in? Oh yeah, I did. But we need a little bit more, I think. Getting old is really lame. Why does this look so yellow? Take a look at it. Does it look pretty white? Yeah, totally. And it seems to be working, which is an excellent thing. So we have another crunchy here, but I don't think it's going to matter. I'm going to switch cameras again. Hey, since I'm already over there. Guessing we're out of paint. Might be a little tiny bit, right? All right. Pretty good. All right. I'm nervous. You guys nervous? I'm more than a little bit nervous, actually. Hoping that everything kind of worked out. Oh, I kind of like that. That looks all right. I was going to make sure I labeled all the pieces, but it seems like it'll make some sense with the yellow color that's sprayed on it. Well, we definitely had some overspray issues since all of our tape was stenciled. But man, I don't know. I don't think that looks that bad at all. In fact, I totally dig it. I think it looks really cool. So we have a couple of big correction tools. This guy, a Monster Sharpie. This is a Onaposca. I think it's a 5mm, 4.5 to 5. So we cover some big space here. Remember, we're going to put the word crunchy down here. So. Not getting all the way in, just trying with the big spots. Okay. Oh, we got like some actual spray under the stencil here. That really sucks. It's fine. Just trying to get the larger areas, and then you got to be real careful that you don't want a little too fine, and this one is a little too fat. It's like the three bears over here. So this looks a little bit different right now, but it's actually going to work out just fine, I think. All right. Okay. This will betray how much my hands shake. Not like palsy, really, but they shake on me. Huh. That's working like crap. So I feel like I just switched the nib in here, but maybe not. And be careful when you're touching your stuff and getting paint on yourself and stuff, because you get it real messy real quick. Can I see okay? So all I'm doing here is trying to take out some of our overspray. I basically did the bulk of it with the big marker. Here's just a little touch up here and there to get a little closer, because the big marker just can't get as close as I want it to go. So this marker dries matte, so it will be different than the surface of the rest of the truck. So what I think I'm going to do is spray the whole truck matte so that it all matches. All right, that's like the edge. Whoop, missed a spot. Leave some of these larger spots for the bigger marker. This is not a bad one right here. All right, clean this nib off a little bit. All right. So this guy we're using here is Malthouse Signal Black. Nice, good black marker. And it's also, like I said, the same black that was in the airbrush. So it should dry pretty close. We'll see how that works out. That didn't work out so good. I like this marker a lot. This isn't Una Pasca. Just tip is really small. Often hold my breath while doing work like this, because you don't want to breathe and skip. All right. Or the black ones here.